Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 50-point battle, another War Machine Hordes battle report, number 8. This is the first game I ever played with a scenario. After making plenty of mistakes in my last two battle reports, but well, in my past two games, I guess the battle reports were accurate. But I do know that I made mistakes. I do know that I played rules wrong. That's going to happen as we learn this game. I apologize. Please, 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 if you notice something or you even think you notice something, please point it out in the comments section. Be like, hey, super stupid. This is a mistake. It doesn't work that way. That's the only way I'm going to learn. Don't worry about my feelings. I don't have any. So, yeah. Especially now that we're doing scenarios, I'm going to make mistakes. My opponent is going to make mistakes. We're going to get rules wrong. And the only way we're going to get better is if people like you guys that are watching, and gals, sorry, if you could just point it out however you want. If you want to be like, hey, man, that's not the way it is, great. If you're like, hey, stupid, that's not the way it works, you're retarded, then that's fine too. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say. But yeah, mistakes were made in this one. And you're about to see why. So I know you're excited. So let's get to it. It is I, Lord Tremendous of Cygnar versus Demonic Orchid of the Protectorate. We sat down and I figured since he was my first victory ever in War Machine, he should be my first opponent in my scenario game. First ever in the universe. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see how I screw this one up.
Are you ready for a war?
Here's the scenario that we played, first ever in the universe. It's break the line. Basically, you divide the table up between the deployment areas, which are 10 inches on each side. You divide the table up into basically 6 squares, 14 by 16 inches. A player controls a territory if he has one or more models completely within it, and his opponent does not. For a unit to control a territory, all models in the unit still in play must be completely within it. So you can't have, most of your army in one square and the rest of it in the other, or most of your unit anyway, whatever. It has to be completely within it. A warrior model must have a command greater than 1 to control the territory, and you ignore broken warjacks, wild beasts, or fleeing models. Basically, if they're not in full control of their faculties or alive, you ignore them. Victory conditions. A player wins the game when he has the only remaining Warcaster in play. So if you kill the Warcaster, you win. But the way you win the scenario is starting at the end of the first player's third turn. A player will also win if he holds 2 territories on his half of the table and 1 territory on his opponent's half of the table at the end of his opponent's turn. Yeah, that's really important. The thing that I really like about this game is the scenarios are super important, and people like me who never really paid attention to scenarios ever, it's a real handicap. It's a whole mind shift when it comes to playing this. So, yeah, you'll see.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
Here's my list, and it's exactly what it's been before because I haven't changed it. It's been working good for me. I still have my Warcaster Cray, and he's still got a Squire, and attached to him he has a Thunderhead, a Sentinel, and a Charger. And here's the rest of my list. I have my Baby Caster with a Hammersmith and a Sentinel attached to him. I have my Arcane Tempest Gun Mages, my Arcane Tempest Gun Mage Officer, and a Defender attached to him. I also have Captain Arlen Strangeways, because, I don't know, I like him, but I'm starting to think that maybe I could put his 2 points to better use. Here's Demonic's list. He still has pretty much everything from before. Not a whole lot of change or anything like that. Well, there is some slight change, I think, but from his original list that we played earlier. But for the most part, he still has pretty much everything the same. He still has High Exemplar Krios as his Warcaster. He's got a Crusader, an Avatar of Menoth, a Revenger, and a Repenter. I think everything but the Avatar is attached to Krios. And then he's got a Choir, he's got Rupert, he's got Iris, he's got Gorman, he's got an Exemplar Errant Officer and Standard, which goes with his Holy Zealots, I believe. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. They go with the Knights Exemplar. My bad. He's also got a Monolith Bearer attached to his Holy Zealots, which are the hand grenade guys. And, of course, he has the Covenant of Menoth and the Vassal of Menoth. And yay! Here's deployment, and for the most part, I kinda didn't, well, not kinda at all. I deployed like a total jackass. I immediately forgot the entire scenario. As you can see in this one, you can kind of see those sandbag, uh, I guess, terrain features there. Those are completely ignored in this game. All they are is to remind us where the borders are for the 6 boxes on each side. It's just the best we could do until I get some felt, cut it out, and we can put it on the table like I see other battle reporters do, which is actually very, very smart. But yeah, so the sandbag terrain that you see, there's like 4 in this picture, maybe 6, something like that. They are ignored for all intents and purposes of the game. They're just borders so that we understand where the boxes are. Because, we're new to the whole scenario thing and we're trying to remember it. Don't ask why I deployed like this. I was not thinking about the scenario when I deployed like this. I saw all of his mechs and I got scared. Or, I'm sorry, jacks. Simple as that. I wasn't thinking about the objective. I wasn't thinking about the scenario. I was thinking completely about killing him. And you know what? I sit on my shoulders because it's comfortable. Don't judge me. Here's Demonic's right flank, which consists of his greatsword guys, the Exemplars, and what's his name? Rhubarb or whatever, the bagpipe dude. And here's the center. His jacks are over there on the left. He's got Krios behind him with the choir and a whole bunch of other garbage. He's even got the little smoke bomb guy over there near the Triceratops head. And then on the right side there, he's got his hand grenaders with the book baron guy, the cross bearer, and whatever little upgrades that unit gets. And his left flank, he's got Eris, the ninja elf, running over here trying to shoot at my stuff. Here's my terribly placed army. As you can see, it's pretty much just the let's kill the caster formation. Nothing intelligent about this at all. From right to left, there's my charger, a sentinel, my thunderhead, my hammersmith. There's another. There's my defender. No, I'm sorry. There's another sentinel on top of the hill, and my defender behind the hill. The gun mages and again mage officer are behind them. I've got Captain Strangeways being proxied by the bagpipe dude in the back there, with Cray, my baby caster, and my scribe kind of in the center. So here's what the table looks like at the end of my turn 1. I advance slightly. Again, not really thinking about the objective. I have the stuff moved up. I figured my gun mages could keep the right block, or I'm sorry, the left block. My warjacks could be in the center, and I was trying to bait him over to the right. By leaving it open, I figured he would sprint that unit forward. I could run my stuff over there, kill a whole bunch of his stuff, and then by the time his jacks and the other ones got forward, I could slip a guy or two up into his our right flank, his left flank corner, hopefully hold it for a turn and win the game, or get a shot in at his caster, and that would be cool too. That's why my defender went up on the hill and got arcane shield cast on him, so that he could blast at Krios if he got too close. That was it. Nothing else happened because everything was too far away. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing. I did cast Mage Sight into that ruined area there in the right, in the middle of the table there, just in case anything tried to get in there and use it as concealment, cover, stealth, whatever. So here's what the table looks like at the end of Demonic's turn 1, and as you can see, all of his stuff comes shooting forward. He just grabs his 3 blocks on his side of the table immediately, and he sends Iris into the, or the little ninja elf into the right block there. And I was okay with that because I was going to try to get, everyone close enough to hopefully shoot at her or deal with her one way or the other. So we go into my turn 2, and the first thing that my defender does is kills the bagpipe dude because, well, I don't like him. I know he gives them all sorts of bonuses and buffs and stuff like that. He was in range. I did the snipe shot and blew his face into oblivion, which felt pretty good. Other than that, nothing else really happens. The Sentinel moves up and takes some pot shots at some of the models, but is short. My Charger moves up and tries to take a pot shot at the hand grenaders, but is short, so nothing interesting there happens. To be honest with you, I don't even think I could shoot at the hand grenaders because I think they did that you can't shoot at me thing. I do forget to move my stuff over, like I should have the Charger, and the Sentinel should have moved over more to the right, but I just wasn't thinking. I was thinking, kill the bad guy, don't worry about objectives. So we go into Demonic's turn 2, and his elf activates, and she does the disruptive shot onto my Charger. It doesn't do any damage, but it disrupts him, so that focus isn't there. Don't just ignore that. He is disrupted now, and that's sad. and the rest of his stuff runs up, but he's just his hand grenaders run into that block on the right. His unit of jacks stay in the middle there to hold on to that square, and his great sword guys hold the square on my left flank there on his side of the table. So he's got two squares on his side and one square on my side. So he will win the game if I don't do something about it next turn. And as you can see, I am a total effing idiot. There's the end of the game, and let me explain why. I made a horrendous mistake. I forgot that the deployment area, the 10 inches that you deploy in, don't count. That's not part of the control area. So as you can see, I moved my sentinel over. He moved up. He shot at the hand grenade guys. I think I killed one or two. Not very impressive. But then he fell back into the deployment area of the right box. I thought I was good. My Charger did the same thing. He took a pot shot at something and missed. My Thunderhead, I thought I had the center block. I was going to try to pull him forward so I could start shooting at him stuff. There was no reason for me to engage him, so I thought. So, yeah, I have my stuff on the hill over there to take pot shots at his stuff in the center there until Krios made the mistake of getting close enough so I could kill him. I figured he would advance Krios into the middle and try to pop his feet and knock everything down, and then I could just stand everything back up and hopefully obliterate Krios and win the game or whatever. And failing that, eventually, we would have some sort of stalemate where I was just taking pot shots at him until I killed everything off that I needed dead, and life was good. I thought I had the situation well in control. It was funny too because Demonic, after I activate my Charger and put him back, he's like, "Good game, man. You just lost." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You forgot about the scenario." I was like, "No, I didn't." I said, "My stuff. I got the Sentinel on the right there. I got the guys in the back." And he goes, "That 10 inches of deployment area doesn't count." Ah. So yeah. Lord Tremendous is an incredibly stupid person. So yeah, there it is. Like I said, there's the end of the game. I gave it up with a whimper. I don't even have an excuse. Just made a huge tactical mistake, and yeah, that's what happens.
Please begin emergency evacuation procedures. This is not a drill.
Hey guys and gals, all you wargamer nuts. Right here, we've got an ad for Token Gal. She makes tokens for every game system, every possible requirement, every need. If it's a war game, if it's a tabletop game, if it's a board game, if it's a card game, if you need tokens, wound counters, spell counters, afflictions, hexes, augments, anything at all, send her an email. Tell her what you need. Hell, if you want certain pictures put on there, tell her what pictures you're looking for. Not only will she find it and make it, but she will charge you, really, really fair prices. And I mean really fair. Don't take my word for it, though. Send her an email. Tell her what you need. Get yourself some tokens. You're not going to regret it. And tell her Tremendous sent you. So yes, this was a incredibly stupid defeat for Lord Tremendous. I forgot the 10 inches. If I had $1. I ended up just losing some self-respect. Demonic lost the bagpipe, dude. Oh, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And like I said, the funny part is Demonic thought I completely forgot about the scenario, and I hadn't. I just completely forgot about the 10-inch deployment area not being part of the control areas. This game is amazing. You really, really need to be in control of the entire thing. You can't just be good at one aspect of the game. You have to be good at all aspects of the game, or it's going to bite you in the ass. And I got bit hard in the ass with this one. I feel so stupid. I actually wasn't even going to post this battle report. I was like, there's no point. It's so short. It's like a 10-minute thing. But it's really the more I thought about the more I realized this needs to be posted because it's a cautionary tale showing what happens if you forget about the objectives and scenarios in War Machine, you know, in Hordes. In most games, you would just lose a point or two, and there's games or there's scenarios like that in this game too, where you would just lose a point or two. Your opponent would have a huge advantage in points. But there's also scenarios and objectives in this game where you just flat out lose the game because you didn't play well. And I didn't play well, and this is what I deserved. I deserved to lose this game. I feel really, really stupid. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not, but hopefully my folly here will help other people, including myself, never make these kinds of mistakes. We'll see. We'll see. It could just be, well, way to make yourself look like an ass on the internet, but that's kind of my thing. That's kind of my thing. Oh, but man, I hope I never make this mistake again. I will definitely strive to pay more attention to the scenarios in the future. But go ahead and laugh. It is kind of funny. But I apologize for the short game, but I wanted to bring it to you honest, and I hope at the very minimum some of the other new players that are out here watching the game learn from my terrible, terrible mistake, my tremendous mistake, if you will. But this was still, in my opinion, a very valuable game. I still really enjoy playing against Demonic Orchard, and I need a rematch because this is some bull crap. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of a battle report number 8, because that's going to do it for this one. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.